for me, he's one of the two best players in this season in Europe.
He's so good, you know, like started at Birmingham, built up this dream, goes to Germany, and then you go to the glorified Real Madrid. When you play for Real Madrid and you do this,
it's like he can do everything, absolutely everything. And they're very unique players.
He is the future of the football club, and I think they're in really good hands. He has everything as a young midfield player.
How can a midfielder be capable to do all those things what strikers normally do?
He is a superstar. He's going to be an incredible talent for years to come.
He is a very, very special player.
Sorry.
Jude Bellingham's rise from Golden Boy to Ballon d'Or candidate has been insane. In just a few years, he went from the streets of Stourbridge to becoming the face of the biggest club in the world. Iconic celebration, Adidas advertisements, and game-winning goals, he is a global name. Bellingham was a Galactico signing, coming in as a massive £100 million+ transfer in the hopes that Madrid would reach new heights. But has he done enough to be considered the best player in the world? With all the talk about Mbappe's slow start and Vini's constant drama, Jude Bellingham has continued to be Real Madrid's most consistent player. In the beginning of the season, people thought he was doing bad because his stats had gone down. But if you actually watch his games, you would realize that it's because Ancelotti was playing him deeper in midfield. In an effort to adjust Mbappe into the team, Ancelotti began using Bellingham as a central midfielder in a 4-3-3 rather than the center attacking mid in a 4-4-2 diamond. Keep in mind, he was still playing super well. It's just now he was doing double the work with half the recognition. He was doing all the dirty work in the midfield, winning duels, helping transition the ball to the front three quickly. But as the season has gone by, Eyebrow Man has realized that the team is at their best when Bellingham is further forward. He is way more lethal in the attacking third, able to crash the box, create opportunities, score goals. I mean, it makes sense. That's where he was the most dangerous in the previous season. In just his first season as a Real Madrid player, Bellingham had 23 goals and provided 13 assists in all competitions. He scored 4 winners in stoppage time, was Madrid's top goal scorer in all competitions, La Liga champion, La Liga player of the season, and a Champions League winner.
Jude Bellingham has been named as La Liga player of the season in his first campaign over in Spain.
Yeah, the England international won the La Liga title with Real Madrid.
Now, I know some of you might be thinking, well, winning the Champions League with Real Madrid is like losing your virginity to a prostitute. But Bellingham was incredibly impactful in the Champions League as well. He had 4 goals and 5 assists in 11 appearances, with one of the assists being for the clinching goal in the Champions League final. The Ballon d'Or level that Bellingham has reached was actually quite unexpected.
When Bellingham came to Real Madrid, we knew he was a great player, but I think this year we have all been surprised, even the English, all the fans around the world.
When Bellingham's come in, and he's not just come in and done well, he's come in and he's almost sort of straight away, almost unexpectedly. I don't think anyone here really expected him to come in and be the sort of leader of this team.
Everybody knew that he was talented. I mean, he broke into the Birmingham first team at 16 years and 38 days old. But nobody could have predicted him hitting the ground running like this for Madrid. When Jude Bellingham left Birmingham City, the club did something that nobody expected. They retired the jersey of the young English talisman. And when we look back on his performances at Birmingham, it makes sense why.
What I did see was a real top mentality. He actually man-marked me in the game, and I was dragging him into areas where I knew he didn't want to go, and he was getting a bit fed up. But what I really liked is he weren't afraid to leave his foot in and go in for a tackle with me and stuff like that. And I think just that mentality for a young lad, and I really liked that. I said that straight after the game, actually. And
25 days after his debut, he became Birmingham's youngest ever goal scorer. At the EFL Awards, he was named both Championship Apprentice of the Year and EFL Young Player of the Season. He was bossing the midfield at just the age of 16. Bellingham was even featured in 442's list of the 50 most exciting teenagers in English football. But even then, I don't think anybody expected Bellingham to be this good this quick. When he moved to Dortmund, the hype around him grew more. Bellingham joined Borussia Dortmund for an undisclosed fee that was understood by Sky Sports to be an initial £25 million, making him the most expensive 17-year-old in history. At Dortmund, it seemed like every week he was breaking new records. He became the club's youngest goal scorer in the DFB Pokal after scoring the second goal in a 5-0 win. When Bellingham faced Lazio in the group stages on the 20th of October, aged 17 years and 113 days, he became the youngest Englishman to start a UEFA Champions League match, breaking the record previously set by Phil Foden. In the first 3 months of the season, Bellingham was a regular in all competitions, with 6 starts starts and 7 substitute appearances in the Bundesliga, as well as 4 Champions League starts. He even scored his first goal in the Champions League against Manchester City in the quarterfinals. In the 2023 season, Bellingham won the Bundesliga Player of the Season award, as well as the 2023 Copa Trophy for his performances at Dortmund and England in the FIFA World Cup. He made history by becoming the first Englishman to receive the award. But at that point, his stats weren't anywhere near to what we're seeing now.
But he's never scored 8 goals, more than 8 goals in a league season before when at Dortmund, so no one was expecting that output.
In his entire career at Dortmund, Bellingham only got 24 goals. He got 23 goals just in the 2024 season. Everybody knew that Bellingham was good. I mean, you wouldn't pay 100 mil for a player if you didn't think he had potential. But he has reached heights that nobody expected. The maturity he plays with, the goals he is getting, you would think you were watching a 30-year-old skipper, not a 20-year-old in his first season in a new country and league.
I forget his age. Doesn't matter, 19, 29, 39. He's a phenomenal player.
Clearly, Perez saw the levels he could reach. Despite not winning as many trophies before joining Real Madrid, Perez didn't hesitate 1 second to sign Jude to a 6-year contract. He marked his debut with a close-range half-volleyed goal from a corner kick in a 2-0 La Liga win away to Athletic Bilbao. 2 goals and an assist in a 3-1 victory at Almeria, and the winner of Celta Vigo in August made him the league's top scorer and the first English recipient of the La Liga Player of the Month award. But Bellingham was just beginning. A 95th minute winner against Getafe made him the 3rd player after Cristiano Ronaldo to score in each of his first 4 matches for the club. In his first 10 matches, Bellingham had 10 goals. On the 26th of November, he assisted the first goal and scored the 3rd in a 3-0 win over Cadiz, which took Real Madrid to the top of the table. His 14 goals from his first 15 games broke Cristiano Ronaldo's record for most goals in a player's first 15 games in a Los Blancos jersey. He even scored a brace, which included a stoppage time winner against Barcelona, helping Real Madrid win 2-1. Every time people thought the honeymoon period was over, Bellingham would continue his form. 20 goals in his first 29 games meant that Bellingham had scored as many goals for Real Madrid as Beckham did, but Jude did it in 126 less games. What's even crazier is how important Jude Bellingham is to the Real Madrid system without his goals. He can play anywhere on the pitch, from striker to center mid to the wing. Jude can play whatever role is required. It's why Ancelotti is able to play such a free-flowing system.
And I think that the system, and this is why you have to give a lot of credit to managers, the system that Ancelotti put for him, 4-3-1-2, he answered the call. He answered the call. That's going to be your team with Vinicius Jr.
Because as long as Bellingham is on the pitch, he can help dictate the play and create chances in the attacking third. Think about it, Madrid only have 1 striker on their team, Joselu, and they don't even start him because Jude Bellingham was that good even in a striker position. Often at the heart of the diamond formation, every attack goes through the Englishman. You never see this guy stop running, and even though he's the biggest signing at the club and the best player, he never showcases a diva-like attitude. He works very hard for the team regardless of his status. That kind of thing gets noticed by teammates. It's the reason he is respected among his peers. Just look at the other Madrid players all doing Bellingham's celebration when they score.
What most surprised me about him was his mentality, work ethic. This is the second to none. It's amazing. Every training session, every game, a full.
Wants to learn off you all.
Yeah, but also how he competes, how is his mentality, winning mentality.
Now I know some of you will argue that Bellingham's PR is crazy, that he is being hyped for doing the most basic of tasks. But I think the reality is that whenever we say Bellingham is the best player in the world, people automatically compare him to Messi and Ronaldo, which is unfair. Before that era, this is what a Ballon d'Or level player looked like. I mean, other than Kane, Mbappe, Vinny, and Palmer, I can't think of anyone else who has been more consistent than Bellingham all season. 19 goals in La Liga while actively playing in various different positions and formations. You just have to look at his heat map to see that in a 90-minute match, he is covering every inch of the pitch. He scored against Barca again in their second clash, which clinched Real Madrid the La Liga title.
The touch is Bellingham into the roof of the net, and that is it. It's all over. It's all over here, and it may well be. Well, it definitely is, isn't it? all over for the season.
He scored twice against Girona during the peak La Liga title race.
He has done brilliantly. So many late goals, so many crucial goals for Real Madrid over the course of the campaign.
Like, I'm not sure what more he could have done. People are expecting a goal every game, but that's just not realistic, especially for a guy who's mainly a midfielder and only 20 years old. People also ignore the little things he does on the pitch because they aren't flashy to look at. For example, in the Champions League, he won all of his aerial duels while creating big chances.
You do help the team also off the ball. People don't often see that.
Also, when he needs to fight, when he needs to make tackles, he's also there. And what most surprised me about him.
It wasn't his best game, but we shouldn't be judging a player's entire season off one game. A game, by the way, in which Bellingham still got an assist. He was the winner of the Golden Boy Award for 2023 and became the first player to score in each of his first 4 Champions League appearances for Real Madrid in a 4-2 victory against Napoli. He even finished the season as Real Madrid's top goal scorer. For me, there's only one other player who can compete with Bellingham for the title of the best player in the world, and that's his teammate Vinicius Jr. To see how Vinny has become the new prince of Madrid, check out this video right here.